Hi, and thanks for tuning into this volume of SFLI Activism Day podcasts. This podcast will give you the knowledge you need to successfully engage your peers on December 1st when you host SFLI's first statewide Activism Day on your campus. The theme for December is Abortion is Bad for Women. Before abortion became legal in 1973, there were several arguments for why we should have abortion in America. One argument that still persists is that women need abortion. As pro-lifers, we know this is not true. As a matter of fact, abortion is the last thing women need. One of the tactics that national pro-life leaders are calling pro-life activists to use to defeat abortion is to increase stigma against abortion. One way to increase the stigma against abortion is to make people aware of how abortion is bad for women. I'm going to walk you through the points on your SFLI Activism Day handout for this coming December. This flyer was produced specifically for the December Activism Day by SFLI. Your goal is to educate your peers about just how bad abortion is for women. Let's begin by walking through the points. Number 1. Women still die from abortion. There are abortion facilities across the country that have lawsuits pending due to complications from the abortion procedure and even deaths from abortion. Holly Patterson died on September 17, 2003, in Pleasanton, California, at a local hospital 1 week after receiving the chemical abortion drug, popularly known as RU-486, from a Planned Parenthood affiliate. She was 7 weeks pregnant. Patterson's father says a doctor at the hospital told him that she died from septic shock and massive systemic infection as a result of not expelling all of her fetus. Because abortion is the most poorly regulated medical procedure, it is hard to estimate exactly how many abortion-related deaths occur. However, in 1998, the Alan Guttmacher Institute, Planned Parenthood's research arm, reported that 1 out of every 166,000 abortions ends in death of the mother. LifeDynamics.com chronicles the stories of 347 American women who died from safe, legal abortions with their Blackman Wall project. The takeaway message: women still die from abortion. Abortion is bad for women. Abortion leads to physical problems for women. Research and women's personal testimonies indicate that abortion is in fact a dangerous procedure. In the U.S. alone, over 140,000 women a year have immediate medical complications from abortion. The Elliott Institute reports that national statistics on abortion show that 10% of women undergoing induced abortion suffer from immediate complications, of which 1/5 were considered major. Over 100 potential complications have been associated with induced abortion. Minor complications include minor infections, bleeding, fevers, chronic abdominal pain, gastrointestinal disturbances, and vomiting. The 9 most common major complications, which are infection, excessive bleeding, embolism, ripping or perforation of the uterus, anesthesia complications, convulsions, hemorrhage, cervical injury, and endotoxic shock. In a series of 1,182 abortions, which occurred under closely regulated hospital conditions, 27% of the patients acquired post-abortion infections lasting 3 days or longer. This is just a partial list, as reported by the Elliott Institute, of immediate complications due to abortion. Long-term health problems include an increased risk of breast, cervical, and ovarian cancer. Abortion can cause hysterectomies, pelvic inflammatory disease, and miscarriage. Abortion can cause following complications due to future pregnancies, including premature birth, placenta praevirea, and ectopic pregnancy. The takeaway message: women undergo severe physical complications from abortion. Abortion is bad for women. Abortion leads to emotional and behavioral problems for women. After an abortion, many women find themselves dealing with increased use of drugs and/or alcohol, recurring insomnia and nightmares, eating disorders, suicidal feelings, and attempted suicide. Women experience difficulty in maintaining or developing relationships, loneliness, isolation, anger, fears of the unknown, indecision, and a sense of self-hatred. Since 2001, 15 studies focusing on the psychological effects of abortion have been done. These studies underscore the fact that evidence-based medicine does not support the conjecture that abortion will protect women from serious danger to their mental health. It indicates the opposite. Women suffer emotionally from abortion. Abortion is bad for women. Abortion is a form of racism against poor and ethnic women. Planned Parenthood identifies its core clients as young, low-income women of color. Black and Hispanic women represent only 1/4 of American women of childbearing age, yet they account for more than a half of all abortions in the U.S. Legalized abortion doesn't help poor women. After their abortion, they are still poor. Even Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, was a racist. She once said, "We do not want word to get out that we want to exterminate the Negro population." This excerpt comes from a letter Sanger wrote to Clarence Gamble on December 10, 1939, when they were devising the Negro Project. This quote was cited in Akua Furlow's book, The Tuskegee Syphilis Study, What Really Happened. Furlow remarks that historians and researchers believe that the statement emphatically proves that the American Birth Control League, which is now Planned Parenthood, willfully planned to commit genocide against the black people under their Negro Project. In Chicago, Planned Parenthood hosts health fairs on a regular basis in neighborhoods that are Hispanic and black, pushing birth control to its most extreme form, abortion. Abortion is a racist attack on minority women. Abortion is bad for women. Women are pressured and coerced into having abortions. Whether threats from family, boyfriends, or friends, women are repeatedly pressured and coerced into having abortions. Some fear abandonment by family and friends, others are threatened with losing money for a college education, and many face parenting alone if they choose to bring their pregnancy to term. What choice do women have when their only option seems to be abortion or abandonment? In many cases, abortion facilities across the country have covered up the crimes of rape and incest. This has happened repeatedly, and legislation such as parental notification laws has been pushed at the state level in order to prevent the crimes of rape and incest from going unpunished. And yet these legislative attempts have often been blocked by abortion proponents. In addition, research put together by the website UnChoice clearly indicates that abortion is not a choice at all. They have a top 10 list, which you can access on our website. Just some highlights from this top 10 list include: abortion is often someone else's choice. 64% of American women who have had abortions felt pressured by others. Pressure is significant. Her choices may involve loss of home, family, or essential support, or abuse that can escalate to violence. Homicide is the leading killer of pregnant women. Coercion can take many forms, including undisclosed, misleading, or false information about fetal development and alternatives. And finally, even though the majority felt rushed and uncertain, 67% of women received no counseling prior to making the decision to abort, and 79% were not told about alternatives. Again, these statistics come from a top 10 list put together by the UnChoice website. You can access this list at sflillinois.org. Abortion is a band-aid that allows society to abandon women. Our culture has come to depend on abortion so that individuals and churches don't have to get involved in caring for today's widows and orphans. It often frees men from taking responsibility for their sexual promiscuity or objectification of women. Abortion stops being one choice among many and becomes the only choice because all the emotional and financial support dries up. Friends encourage abortion so they don't have to be bothered. Even the U.S. Supreme Court in Planned Parenthood v. Casey stated that society is now set up in such a way that it relies, and I quote, on the availability of abortion in the event that contraception should fail, end quote. Abortion lets society abandon women. Abortion is bad for women. Most of the information, if not cited throughout this podcast, comes from silentnomoreawareness.com. You can definitely refer people to that website, as well as the SFLI website, www.sflillinois.org. We can also refer people to abort73.com. That's abort73.com, which has excellent statistics on abortion. That is an overview of the flyer points. We want to leave them with the message, abortion abandons women at her hour of need. Remember, you want to have a dialogue, not an argument. I suggest taking this to prayer before the Activism Day and really asking the Lord for guidance and presence as you engage your peers. Do not shout or lose your temper, but engage your peers out of your desire for them to know and embrace the truth. Thank you for tuning into this podcast. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us at SFLI. You can email us at director@sflillinois.org or visit our website, www.sflillinois.org. Your commitment will save lives on your campus. Rally your friends and make a bold statement on December 1st. Abortion is bad for women.